Hey, what's going on, guys? Hex here, and today I thought we'd take a look at Episode 7, Chewbacca, from the Star Wars 6-inch Blackline series. Now, Chewbacca, he is a big, tall Wookiee, so he does stand taller than 6 inches in the line, just like he does in the movie. So it brings it into scale because you can bring in Boba Fett, which is, one of the kind of medium height characters in this line, and then you bring in Darth Vader, which is one of the taller ones. So as you can see, he still towers above them. We'll even bring in a Rey, which is kind of a little bit shorter, but not as short as Leia, so you can kind of see the height there. So I do like that they did add some height to him and not keep it at a shorter. It'd look weird if he was the same height as Boba Fett. So now they have released this figure before. I'm gonna put them side by side, and I've got them the same distance to the camera. They're both kind of in the same stance, so no one's been in their knees there. For some reason, it seems the earlier release is a little bit taller. Not that much. It might just be one of my figures was off a little bit, but for some reason, it seems like the Episode 7 is just a little bit shorter. So maybe because he's older, maybe shrunk some or something. I don't know. First thing that I wanted to get into is the weapons. So I'll go ahead and take his crossbow away, and this is the first release, and you can see that it's just his basic crossbow, but it's black, and you can see some silver kind of wash to it, so it looks nice. It's not so generic, so I do like the first editions better. I'm just going to refer to it as first edition. So take a look at that, and then you take a look at Episode 7's, and it is just plain black, nothing to it, just plain black. And so whenever it comes to just the weaponry, I like the first editions better. So all right, getting into the comparisons between these two guys, start off with kind of the eyes and kind of who wins the battle there. On my particular figure, for some reason his right eye looks like it's kind of going in a little bit, so I've got a little bit of a cross-eyed Chewbacca. So he's suffering there, to where on the Episode 7, it's hard to see that eye. There you kind of see it in the light, but the eyes are much better on this guy, so I do like that. You can see with the first edition, his mouth is kind of open, all those teeth are painted individually, to where he's got more of a closed mouth here, but you can still see at least his two fangs there. There's a little bit of white paint on the top jaw there, but not like you do have here. The other thing that you'll notice is there's a lot of kind of brown wash on top of this already brown color right here. It's a lot darker going into the back as well. You can kind of see that. To where on this guy, you don't really have that. There's really no wash to it until you get up here, and you can kind of see to where it's just a little bit dark, and the sides and the front are just this, regular brown plastic. So there's a lot more dark wash to him on the first edition. One of the other things that we'll just kind of look at the washes and the figure itself, so you can see the shoulders. Again, it's shinier, and hopefully that's showing up, but you can see how this guy's a lot more shiny. It's catching in the light a lot better than this guy, to where, keep this focused. No, come on. All right, so this guy, he's just not as shiny. So it doesn't really pick up as well, all those like individual hairs and his fur and stuff like that. You can also see that this guy's darker here in the shoulder, to where he's not here, and this is darker than this. So it breaks up a lot better on this guy, I think. Also in the stomach area, they're about the same, or at least, these two bottom sections. Here again in the chest, a little bit more shiny than the Episode 7. The legs, these are definitely darker, and again, just shiny all over the figure, and this one's just kind of dull looking. But you can kind of see some of the differences there. And looking at the side, you can see that this guy's just completely dark, and this guy's just all light. I don't know if that's supposed to be something to where it's like he starts just turning more brown instead of all these different shades whenever he gets older. Maybe that's the case, maybe it's not, but that's the way the figures came out. You can see that this guy's even like almost black back here, where this guy's just all light brown. Now, another thing that I wanted to bring up is the little pack here, or bandolier if you want to call it. On this one, you can see that we have some silver studs. There's some silver here on the loops to make it look like they're little metal loops. And then you also have some little silver here on the buckles. Take a look at this guy. You do not have that silver stud there anymore. You don't have the silver down here connecting. It's just completely brown. And he's also missing those buckles. So this is a completely brand new piece. Another thing I wanted to point out is with this guy, he's got more of these little silver things going across here, and you see they're all nicely painted. So he's got quite a few of them going all the way around, and so they start here very close to the stud. Same here, and they're smaller, and they got some of these smaller ones in there, and they got the little I guess little silver studs in between them. Now we look at this guy, you can see that he does not have as many. The only thing I can think of is maybe this was like, you know, it was kind of expensive to paint all these, so let's redo this and make them thicker and not as many, and you know, further apart from each other, so we can save a little bit money on cost. That's the only thing that I can think of why they did that. Or maybe, you know, because I haven't seen episode 7, maybe he decided that, you know, that's just way too much stuff for me, that I want a smaller little strap here. So again, with this one, you can see that they don't start as close to the bottom, and they're further apart, and you don't have the little silver stud in between each one. So just a couple of differences that I noticed. I thought they were worth bringing up, because so far, if I saw the two there and I was only going to want to get one Chewbacca, which one would I want to get? I'd get the first edition one if you could find it. I mean, you get the extra paint on your gun. This is more detailed throughout here. I like the way that this guy shines a little bit better. It looks better on your shelf. And all the, you know, different colors of brown and shades, to where this guy just doesn't have as much. So just a couple of things that I wanted to make sure that I brought up, because there are two figures out there of Chewbacca. All right, as far as articulation goes, his head, you know, same as the other one, does rotate, and get it to rotate here. It's not that much because of the fur, but you can get a little bit of movement out of it. The arms do go in and out on both sides. They bend here a little bit. It's a little hindered because of the fur again, and they also rotate. The hands, they do rotate as well. And then you have this little thing. We're just going to take it off because I'm tired of messing with it. But it does rotate here, and it rotates here as well. So there's two kind of like ab joints there. So you got the one up here with the fur, and then this one down here. Then the legs, they can go forward and back. They can go out. Again, the fur, it's a little bit harder plastics than some of the other ones, but it does go forward some. Does have a nice thigh cut. It does move smoothly. It's not too tight. It's not too loose. The knees go back. They also rotate as well. And then the foot can go back and forth, or, yeah. Again, hindered by the fur some, but that's basically your articulation with Chewbacca. It's another one. It's kind of hard to recommend him if you've already got a Chewbacca, and if you only wanted one, then the one that I would go with is the first edition if you can find it. So thanks a lot for watching, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed, and I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.